Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Popular Unknown Paintball Live. So, I've got a special treat for you today. I have somebody with you or for you that nobody knows, or at least they didn't until 3 weeks ago. Till this guy did something that made made Chuck Norris go, damn. And yeah, so let me introduce you to Jake Smith, and let's go into his story because, guys, this is awesome. Hey, Jake, how are you?
Hello. I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm good. We just lost sound there for a second.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's all good. So
Cool.
you're that guy that almost nobody knows. You're like the epitome of popular unknown until like 3 days ago. Was it 3 days ago?
Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, was it yesterday? So it's been
I
2
believe
days,
so.
24 hours. And now on Paintball Talk Sell Buy or Talk Buy Sell, I forget the order. I know it's Talk first. So
Yeah.
Talk Buy Sell. You did something, and now there's like what, literally 100+ memes and counting, and you're
Yeah.
like the big hero. There's a GoFundMe thing to try to
Yeah.
get you a new gun to celebrate what you're doing in the whole bit. Like you went from the obscure to like on everybody's shoulders being bounced around. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's
All
a
right.
little wild.
All right. So you got to tell me what the story is. Now, I know a little bit of the background, and I tried to read a little bit of it, but you got to tell me what happened.
Okay. So I was scrolling through the paintball page, and as in paintball, there's generally scam posts and don't deal with this guy and don't deal with him and that.
Right.
And a kid had posted up that he had gotten scammed. I guess it was like a CS1 or something like that.
Okay.
And he ended up posting the address. And I looked at the address and I was like, oh, that's probably like 20 minutes from me. So I typed it in the GPS and it actually ended up being 20 minutes from me. So I kind of sat there for a second and I was just like, hey man, like I'm gonna go get your gun. It's like an impulsive decision. So I got in the car. I was heading there. I wanted to make sure that the legality of it was okay. I called the local non-emergency line and kind of let them know what I was going to do. Recover a
Good
stolen.
call.
Yeah,
bang is a bad idea.
Yes, of course. And I let them know that I was going to recover some stolen property. They asked for the address and whatnot, and then we ended up hanging up. And like a minute before I got there, I got a call from a blocked number, and it ended up being a local police officer.
Okay.
So they were there kind of waiting. I guess the dispatch guy kind of heard, maybe relayed it incorrectly. So they weren't really supposed to be there. They can't really help with stolen items and stuff like that when it comes to that.
Okay.
So I kind of talked with them a little bit, and I told them they could stay if they wanted to. If not, it didn't really matter. So I started to head up to the apartment, and I guess somebody inside their apartment saw that there were police outside and ended up opening up the door just as I was about to knock. And I introduced myself. Obviously, we have a mask on, COVID-19.
Right.
And I said that I was there because supposedly there was a stolen paintball gun shipped to the address. I wasn't sure if the person was real, if the Facebook was real and whatnot. And then I read the name, and it ended up being the grandmother of the kid who ended up taking it. So you could hear her kind of scream his name, and then the mom came out and the dad came out, and they all looked kind of familiar because I do actually manage a local pro shop around here, so we're kind of the only people in the area.
Gotcha.
And as the kid came out, I recognized him like immediately, and I pulled my mask down, and I was like, dude, really? Like I was really disappointed. I had just given his mom a really good deal on a 170R for him.
Right.
So his mom's $1,200 in tank, gun, and a bunch of stuff. And I guess he had tried to scam somebody. And unfortunately I ended up knowing him, so it didn't go in a negative manner and whatnot. Yeah, and as the cops came up and I was talking to them, they realized that we kind of knew each other, and they ended up leaving. But I had him. I told him, I said, go get the gun. Like, you got to give it back. And he's like, oh, the gun's broken, this and that. I guess he ended up sending the kid a pair of shoes instead of the Lux that he was supposed to send him.
Okay, so let me break that up for a second. So the kid got a CS1, correct? Like
so there was supposed to be
he was supposed to trade a
CS1
CS1 for a Lux, but instead of so the kid didn't send a Lux, the kid sent a pair of shoes instead.
Yeah, like a pair of old white raggedy Jordans. I think is what the person said.
Now, did they have any sort of value to them at all?
No, I don't think so. His original excuse was that he didn't think that he was actually going to send the gun, so that's why he sent the shoes instead. Which is actually kind of funny because, as I found out today, we have the Lux at our shop because the Lux is broken. So not only was the Lux not sent, we have it. So, and I ended up getting I told him to get the gun. He brought the gun out. His mom yelled at him. I kind of yelled at him a little bit. He's definitely in trouble. And then that was kind of it. I took the gun. I got in the car and I posted a picture with it. And as I got,
I saw that.
yeah, the picture's kind of everywhere. And as I got home, my phone was just like exploding. Like with everything, like messages and friend requests and everything. And again, as I've kind of told everybody, I did not expect, like, I wasn't doing anything that like I wouldn't want anyone to do for me.
Right.
So I just wanted the kid to get his gun back, which was cool, and I ended up getting it. But I didn't. I mean, the paintball community is pretty funny. The memes are awesome.
I was howling.
Yeah, it's very very funny, and all the I was given a really nice hookup from Paul at Matrix Paintball. So he's definitely to thank for some stuff on the way. But yeah, I definitely didn't expect it to blow up. I wasn't expecting anything and didn't want anything.
So that happened. The buy sell page exploded, and it's got like 48,000 people, give or take.
Yeah, decent amount of people.
It's one of the biggest buy sell on Facebook, and then my inbox started exploding. It's like, Steve, you've got to talk to this guy. You've got to get him on your podcast. You've got to get the story. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm like, this is all really cool, and I love, like, look at this right on YouTube right now. Jake. Jake.
What's up, dude?
So I'm getting it blown up. I'm like, okay. And I thought for the first message, it was sort of like, I don't know if I really want to encourage people to just start going and trying to, because that's not necessarily the safest thing in the world to do.
Correct.
But that being said, there's just message after message, and it's like, oh, I've got to get him on. We got to get this story out there, because
I definitely don't want to encourage you guys to do what I did. It could have turned a total different way if I didn't end up knowing him. So don't don't do what I do, especially down here in Florida. Thanks, Peter.
So yeah, no, I was just amazed at how much you've got happening on that page for you. Because like I said, there's like a GoFundMe in order to buy you a brand new paintball gun just to say thank you. They're trying to get like $1 from each person or something like that.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, you work at a paintball store. I'm guessing that paintball guns are not something that you're short on.
To be honest, I like to shoot the used guns. I like to kind of keep it fresh, so I don't personally have a gun for myself.
What?
I don't. But I wasn't expecting anything. I told the guy who made it, I appreciated it, but he really didn't have to, and he could have taken it down anytime. Anybody who has donated, if they want their money back, like, I'm totally cool with it. Like, it's definitely not something that was expected or wanted or anything like that, but I do appreciate it from everybody. I mean, again, it's a community, so I understand.
Well, he got on the message with me, and he goes, don't let him talk you out of it.
Yeah.
Make sure you mention it. And I'm like, okay, I'll make sure I mention it.
Yeah,
No problem.
there's a lot of that going on.
You've got some pretty rabid fans right now, man.
People were very avid about me taking, like, I want your PayPal and I want it now. And I posted it, and there's like dollars here and dollars there from people, which is really cool. So, yeah, I mean, again, I just wanted the dude to get his gun back. I found out he was a 16-year-old kid, like, couldn't afford a new gun, and definitely would have sucked if I got there and it ended up being sold already to, somebody random. So
right.
I'm glad at least he got he's going to be able to get his marker back. So,
right. And that's awesome. So you didn't take the CS1 to mail it to him. The family is going to mail it back.
No, I took it personally. I have it. I'm waiting on the case. I guess there was a case, but that wasn't given to me. So I'm just waiting on the case. And as soon as the kid drops it off at the shop, I'm going to go ahead and ship the gun back to the kid.
Ah, I gotcha. Well, that's good. So how long have you been playing paintball then?
I've been playing paintball for about 16 years. Since I was 11, I'm 27 now. So I started with a Spider Extra, immediately moved on to an Ion from the shop that I currently manage.
Right.
Because they've been around since, I believe, 2003.
What's the shop called?
Splat Attack Paintball in Davie, Florida.
Okay.
So we've been around for a while, and I started with the Ion and the upgrades and all that stuff, and kind of got out of it for a little bit, and ended up getting back into it actually because of the buy sell trade page, and ended up getting a job there, and now helping people get their own gear and whatnot. So, which is cool.
So, but you don't actually own your own paintball gun. You just play with whatever.
Yeah, I play with whatever. I enjoy shooting different guns. I mean, people are always asking me, like, what's better, this or that. And so I enjoy, if we have like a used Ether 2, I like shooting those. And, and I love axes. I think axes are great. So, I don't mind. I'll shoot with whatever. It's as long as it's fun, I don't really mind.
Right. So now if you had a choice between, like, with me personally, and I did a bit of a shooting video with the new Field 1 Force and the brand new Lux Ace and the Shocker XLS. And I actually like the Shocker better than the Lux, believe it or not. Like, it just fits better. So now, do you have a one that you just tend to like more than most, or?
I'm gonna get like a lot of shit for this, but I really enjoy the 6 from Empire.
Right.
I love the ergonomics of it. I know a lot of people don't like the front foregrip, but
really?
They say it's just uncomfortable for them. But overall, I love the 6. I don't know why. I really enjoy shooting it.
Awesome.
But you obviously can't go wrong with the Lux or 170 or the CS2s.
No. I mean, they're like $1,000 in your left arm, and no offense to you guys out there making the guns, they're worth it. It's just they're high-end guns, so they better be nice to shoot.
Yeah, it's worth every penny. But definitely the 6 is kind of my go-to.
Nice. Now, have you tried any of the new Mac devs that have been out?
I have not. No, we primarily sell Empire, Planet, sometimes Lux, not too much, and then the more basic stuff, Titmans and Spiders and whatnot.
Right, of course.
So
now, and there's a field near you as well, which is kind of a big deal.
Correct. Yeah,
which is called
Extreme Rage Paintball Park in Hollywood, Florida.
Right, and that used to be was it like Florida Rage, Miami Rage? You said that was there.
I believe it was Miami Rage. I believe that was the name of their team.
Cool.
They had the big gold chain 305 on their jerseys back in the day.
Nice.
Chino and whatnot. So yeah, definitely cool.
So now, is it an outdoor field, indoor field, both?
Outdoor. I don't believe we have any indoor fields, at least in the area, I don't believe so. Yeah, cool. Paintball's kind of rural around us, so being the only shop in the area, it's nice because I get to kind of meet everybody who plays, not just the people in the area. We have people from West Palm Beach and Miami and Doral and everywhere that just kind of come to us and get their guns fixed, get gear, whatnot.
Right. Now, do you spend most of your time on the buy sell group? Like, because if you don't actually own anything, like, you're not buying and selling, or do you buy and sell just because you can, or?
Yeah, I like to buy and sell. If I see like a cool used gun with like a nice anno or whatever, I'll go ahead and pick it up and shoot it, and then kind of resell. I enjoy seeing. I enjoy the guns. A lot of people have some crazy stuff and crazy collections, so it's like cars. It's fun to look at, and then
Yeah.
obviously the memes are fun. So it's always a good time in there.
So, you don't know anything about it, but check this out. Okay, that is a $40 Automag ULE body or ULE gun, Brazilian Attack 1, that I bought at a pawn shop a few months ago, and then I fixed it up, and that's how it's sitting right now. So that's my beast.
That's it. That's okay.
Like, I probably have 50 markers of one type or another in various. I can't imagine not owning a few guns. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how you do it. Like, I mean, I can appreciate working at the store and having access to all sorts of things. Like, I get that. Excuse me. But I don't understand how you can't just have that one that's just like yours.
I guess I haven't found that yet. As I said, I do have some stuff coming from Matrix Paintball. So that will kind of be my gun, like my personal gun.
Do you know what it is?
It is a HK RSX.
Nice.
So it'll be fun to shoot, and it'll be something as more of a more to me as a reminder of kind of what happened.
Yeah, and, no, absolutely.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, because when I was in Denver, I had my hands on a couple of the new Mac Dev guns, and they feel really nice. So I didn't get a chance to shoot them, but the pistol grip actually looked a little awkward, and it's the lines are simple almost to the point of ugly. And I'm not saying that to bash Mac Dev, but the minute you hold on to it, that they're so thin and they got like a nice 45, I was amazed at how much I like them. So
like the ergonomics and whatnot.
Yes, exactly. Like, I mean, the ergonomics of the grip itself was actually quite unappealing to me until I held it.
Yeah. And that's me with the 6. Yeah, that's definitely me with the 6. It's very comfortable in my hands, and at least to me it looks good. So, but it gets a lot of hate.
So. You know what? I talked to Rocky Canute, and he loves it. Like with the Naughty Dogs, like those guys rock those 6s all the time. They're fantastic, especially with the new 2.0, where they've done all the upgrades on it so that the battery doesn't rattle and the things the what do you call it doesn't leak and all the extras. I mean, there's a long list of upgrades that they did to that 6 gun. I like them. I'll be honest, if I could get my hands on one of those black and gold ones, I want that one. That would be a 6 that I'd like to own.
Yeah, they did have. You're talking about the ASA issues that they had at the beginning.
Yeah, with the first version, but the second version they fixed it up.
Yeah. The first set I've fixed a lot of those before they came out. That's funny. But yeah, no, they're great guns. I mean, you can't really go wrong. I mean, I guess it's more about the player than the gun sometimes. I mean, obviously it's nice to have cool stuff, but if you're just getting into it, I mean, you can no problem shooting especially the new minis. They come with a 2-piece barrel, which is really nice.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the new mini, the minis come with a 2-piece barrel now. So it's not the limited editions anymore that come with it. Now it's just the regular ones.
Okay. Now the 2-piece, like, can you tell I'm a professional here? Do you get multiple barrel backs for it so that you can size it, or do you have to buy those separately?
I'm not sure if Empire sells them separately. I know the limited edition Boss 6 came with different backs. That's the only Empire gun I know of that, like, if for a new one at least, that came with different backs. That's funny. Man, the paintball community is funny.
I'm more important. I'm more important than Jimmy Fallon. That's why he's with me.
Yeah, that's why we're
there's
here.
Me, and then there's Jimmy Fallon. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Funny. So the tips for the GS then, now, do they have a standard threading that'll match with other things, or?
To be honest, I haven't really been in the shop too much since this whole COVID thing.
Right.
We just started to get them in, so I haven't been able to do too much research on them. I just know that it definitely looks a lot better than that, that shorter single piece barrel. So it's definitely more of a selling point. I'm not sure if I know the prices went up for a little bit for all the guns, but yeah, I haven't really looked too much into it, to be honest.
So, all right, you got to say something to everybody that's hitting you with all the memes. Like you got to give you got to give the people you got to say like something special. Like, what are you doing?
I saved all the memes. I'm gonna make a little folder for myself and probably post the best ones I think that out of all of them. I appreciate them. If there's some I have missed, I apologize. My phone is hasn't been over 20% since yesterday. Yeah, and you guys make the fastest memes I've ever seen in my life. People are making videos with Spider-Man, and I just don't even know how people have I guess COVID time at this point, because people are rocking the memes right
now. I just clicked in for a second and I thought, this is insane. And I'm like looking, and I'm like, how many people are in this group? And 48,000. It's just
yeah, I was actually looking for just a normal post, and it was all right, this is kind of a this is kind of a lot. The favorite meme.
Yeah, which one is your favorite meme? 26JSFD asked.
Oh man, there was one that said a girl was asking me to come over, and that I said no, and that her parents weren't home or something like that. And then someone screenshotted, because I posted a photo of myself driving. I said,
"Oh, I saw that one."
Yeah, so I think that's probably my favorite. But I mean, again, they're all amazing. I mean, they literally have me and my friends dying right now, which is awesome. So it's pretty cool.
You should probably create your own Facebook group and just start throwing the memes in there.
Yeah, I'll just let people make memes for the rest of my life.
Title it Chuck Norris Who?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It took me a while. I was like, wow. I was like, I definitely didn't do anything worth that, but I'll let everybody go and do their own thing, which is cool.
And he said, "Ha ha ha, that's a good one." So I'm looking for things to talk to you about here, because you were telling me earlier that you actually don't get a chance to play a lot.
Yeah, we tend to be pretty busy, especially on Sundays. And by the time I kind of get out there, it's died down a little bit. There's more rental parties and whatnot, so there's not really there's people to join, but not really to that magnitude. But I also like to go out there and kind of talk to people, and I bring a bag of soft goods. I bring barrel maids and barrel condoms and stuff like that. And if anybody needs anything, and I like to talk to the new players as well. So mostly kids with rentals. I'm like, hey, are you having fun? Here's a card. If you guys need anything, come into the shop. And I like setting people up with their first setups. I mean, that's kind of something that I remember, at least from back in the day, my first real setup. And I enjoy giving that to people as well. And, a kid in his first mini, and then he tears it up in the field, which is awesome. So
I actually picked up my son, who is going to be turning 11 in a few months. But I picked him up one of the original invert minis. It's in green, and that thing just rips. It probably tears faster than my E-Tech 4 because it's older, so it has less. So I have to slow that thing down, because it's
yeah, that's probably the number one question. Hey, can you turn this all the way up, or hey, can you make this auto? And they just kind of go out there, and you can always tell the guns that I set, because it's just a straight line, just nonstop.
So if you could travel anywhere, though, to play one big game or one tournament, is there anything that you would love to see? I mean, I'm sure you've made your way to World Cup, and if you haven't, we can't be friends, because it's right there. And it's the Mecca, and it's free to get in even if you don't play. So if you haven't done that, your respect went from here to here. But other than World Cup, is there anywhere specifically that you would love to travel, love to see, love to do?
I don't know if there's anything specific, but I think playing in Hawaii would be pretty cool. I believe we play a couple different DVDs like repeatedly
Right.
throughout the day for months at a time, and then switch. And I remember there being some paintball tournament in Hawaii, which looked really nice. That'd be cool. And as for this year, we did not make it to Cup. We were absolutely swamped.
Right.
So, but next we'll be going next time for sure.
But in this last 16 years, you've been to Cup once or twice.
No.
What?
No, never made it.
That's just weak, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You have to go just to experience like flat out. I can't even begin to, like, I only made it to World Cup for like the first time last year, but I'm from Canada, so I have an excuse.
Yeah.
Like I have to actually cross international borders.
Yeah.
Like, but you wouldn't believe the camaraderie and the energy and the people that are floating around, and you're just walking by and it's like hero. Like, it's like, I know that guy. You know, it's absolutely amazing. But if you get the chance, you need to take a moment and take that new RSX that you've got, and you've got to give it a treat, and you've got to go somewhere. Like, pick a different state, pick a big game with somebody that's just playing, and join and go. You've got to try it just once. I can't even begin to tell you how cool it is to travel to a new field, a big field, and just be engulfed in it.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely have to get. It's been a busy year, so, but definitely got to take more time to play and more enjoy the sport. But
well, I am good friends with the people on Destiny Hawaii. So if you want to go to Florida, or Hawaii, I should say.
Yeah, I want to go to Florida.
Before the event, let me know. I'll introduce you to Jessica and all of them, and they'll find you a place. They'll keep it on the cheap. I promise you, Destiny will take care of you, because that's just how cool Destiny is.
Yeah, that would be awesome. If you guys are watching.
Oh, I'll tag Jessica. Like, make no mistake, she'll hear about this. She's just like the greatest. And it's like, all right. Oh, I just looked up the things here. Somebody said you have to go this year because I owe you some beers and dinner. I'm not sure who said that, because it didn't.
Yeah, I'm getting lots of beer offers.
I bet. And then this one here, doesn't he have to go? Doesn't he have a tournament named after him yet? It's been like 24 hours. I think that's the only thing he's missing at this point. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's the energy from the paintball community for the last like 36 hours. It's awesome. It's definitely fun. It's definitely fun to see people kind of, just band together and talk shit, which is, it's cool. It's better than someone getting scammed, I guess, which is what I was really trying to avoid. So
yeah. And I mean, if it's a 16-year-old kid that doesn't have that lost out on this incredible gun, I almost kind of want to know what's happening at the house of said scammer, because I'm kind of curious. Not enough to actually call and find out, but I
mean, his parents again, I knew them. I knew his grandmother. They're all very nice. The dad offered to pay for shipping back, and I told him, like, don't worry, like, we'll handle it. She was very, very upset. I don't think he's having a good time right now. He was a good kid too. Like I said, he was a customer of mine. I've sold him 3 or 4 guns over the last year or so, and I hope this is kind of like a learning curve for him, and that he, I hope that the paintball community doesn't, destroy him too much, at least so he can still play and enjoy it. Because I mean, obviously people make mistakes and whatnot, so I hope this was kind of his one and only mistake when it comes to this.
Right.
So.
All right, so somebody here says, how come it doesn't show my face and name? The reason for that is StreamYard isn't always connected with Facebook. So if you look at the top before you click on the Facebook to enter in, it says click on this and register yourself with StreamYard. So if you do that, then it'll show your name. But otherwise, because of legal reasons, StreamYard and Facebook don't get along. So that's what that is. And then this gentleman here says, I'm your number one fan, Jake.
I'm yours.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I got to be honest with you, my friend. I'm making you look like a little bit of like a worm on a hook there, because I think this is kind of embarrassing. But do you have any questions for me? Like, I know that I've asked you that a little bit, but is there anything that you want to ask or anything you want to say out there? And by the way, everybody that's out there watching, if you have any questions for Jake, feel free to read them in the post. We'll make him his face go a few more shades of red before we let him go.
No, just I appreciate everybody and the people who had my email randomly, my PayPal, and are sending random little bits of cash, and I appreciate it. You don't have to do that. Again, if anybody needs a refund or wants a refund, just message me, and I have no problem like sending your money back and whatnot. I did this because again, we're a community, so I did this to avoid scams, because people do get scammed frequently, it seems, in paintball for some reason. It's like, I don't know. So I did this to try and avoid that rather than letting someone else get scammed.
Right.
So
cool. All right. Oh, and then some said, we love you, Jake.
I love you guys too.
All right, my friend. Well, listen, why don't I let you go at this point? It's been a pleasure to have you on, especially last minute, especially with all the hype and whatnot. Yes. But it's been absolutely fantastic hearing this story. And like I said before we went live, do not hesitate to talk to me for anything. Don't hesitate to reach out. Anything that I can do to help you, because I mean, you are helping paintball, you're helping the community, and anything I can do to actually help you help the community, please let me know. And because I will be all over it. And if I don't know the person, I know the person to call to get to the person. Like, I don't care who it is in paintball, I can get in contact at some point or other. Cool. So
you're the man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody and what everyone's done so far. So
all right. Well, thank you so much for being on. We shall end this here, and play with passion, everybody, and keep your paint dry. See y'all.